Hi there, I'm WTOL 11 Chief Meteorologist Chris Vickers with your daily weather update. We are talking about scattered showers and storms. They're going to be returning back into the area through the course of the afternoon. Good news is most of these storms are going to be fairly calm and gentle. No widespread risk of severe weather. Our highs early in the day, close to 80 degrees, will go falling back through the 70s through the course of the afternoon. But look what arrives into Friday. Sunshine, breezy, highs in the upper 70s, 84 expected to return into Saturday. And keep in mind, it's going to be a cool start to the morning, back into the lower 50s. And highs by Sunday close to 90 degrees. Now we'll talk more about our local weather in just a few moments, but some big updates coming out of the tropics. And this time we're actually talking about the eastern Pacific. We've got a hurricane that has just been upgraded. This is Hurricane Hillary, winds at 85 miles per hour. Now here's what's going to happen with this. Rapid intensification to a major Category 4 hurricane. In fact, the wind threshold on this one has just went up to 140 miles per hour. So this is a storm that will undergo a major rapid intensification. Now, why we're talking about this one, it will have some major impacts to the United States late in the weekend, early next week, as this one curves to the north. We're again in the eastern Pacific, and it is expected to make a landfall as potentially a stronger Category 2 storm right along the Baja Peninsula. So we're in Mexico, but here's where it goes after it makes landfall, up into Southern California. Highly unusual, especially for this time of the year, to get a system, a tropical system such as this, that recurves in this manner. So what is it going to do? This post-tropical cyclone is going to make its way to Southern California, and we're expecting what could be some very significant flooding and flash flooding in southern parts of California. The remnants of Hillary could bring over 6 inches or more of rainfall into parts of the deserts in Southern California, Palm Springs area. Now, to put this in perspective, this area typically averages about 6 inches of precipitation for the entire year, and they're about to ready to receive it in a matter of just a couple days with the remnants of Hillary. We'll keep close eyes on that Sunday night and into Monday, perhaps into Tuesday as well. Now, for our area, thunder showers going to be possible this afternoon. Winds are going to pick up and gust, pick up 10 to 20 miles per hour, could gust up to 30 miles per hour, and some isolated higher wind gusts, 40 to 50 miles per hour, not out of the question where we get a few storms. Sunshine and heat going to be ahead. That's going to show up in my 10-day forecast. Now, I mentioned most of these storms today will be mainly gentle. An isolated strong storm not out of the question. The main risk is going to be some gusty winds that could approach or exceed 50 miles per hour. That's going to be the high end or top end threat for today. And again, I'm not all that concerned about it. Of high wind gusts, small hail would be a very remote possibility, and any thunderstorm activity, of course, with outdoor practices and a lot of activity this time of the year outdoors. Be mindful of the risk of lightning. When you can hear thunder, you need to head indoors. Now, the hour-by-hour forecast, we go through early afternoon showers and storms to develop and arrive into the area. I expect those are generally going to be non-severe. Now, the question is, along the cold front, do we get round number 2 that develops right in the vicinity of that cold front? That would be closer to about dinner time. There's the clock 5 p.m. as those showers and storms work through the area. Once we get toward dark or after dark, they're all out of the picture. That front rolls through, and we do return to dry and bright weather. Look at your Friday morning. It is going to be cooler, crisp, and brilliant. Temperatures in the 50s. Bright skies and sunshine expected Friday morning through Friday afternoon. Just a passing fair weather cloud or two, and highs expected to reach only into the 70s for Friday. Also going on, kicking off tonight, we've got the National Tractor Pulling Championships down in Bowling Green, and I expect any thunder showers come to an end this evening. Really, things get going around 7 o'clock. That chance of rain will diminish significantly. 70s will be anticipated for Friday. Bright sunshine. 70s dry and breezy, and look at that, a 0% chance of rain in Bowling Green Friday. And we'll match that on Saturday, back up into the 80s, sunshine, and no threat of any rain as we wrap up the National Tractor Pulling Championships in Bowling Green. For our Thursday, we've had sunshine early in the day, clouds increase, and there's your chance of rain and storms as we get into the afternoon. And then we're going to be so excited to kick off our Charlie's Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Big Board Friday. And we're talking high school football Friday night. Couldn't imagine a better Friday night for football. We're going to start the late afternoon, early evening in the low 70s toward kickoff time, dipping back into the upper 60s, and dare I say even a touch cool for the first week of the high school season. Northwest winds 10 to 15 miles per hour, dipping back into the mid 60s as we go through Friday night football games. Now, the next part of the story is going to be the heat that builds. It will begin to build into the end of the weekend. Hot weather from the Central Plains is going to spill into the northern tier of the country and eventually the Great Lakes. And I expect we're going to be eyeing 90 or warmer by Sunday, and more of that heat pushes in, likely to reach into the low 90s Monday and into Tuesday. So we're going to have a couple hot days, especially as we get many of our area's schools back into session. Our extended 10-day forecast has Thursday afternoon, the only stormy unsettled day, close to 80 degrees, and we'll fall back into the 70s as that rain picks up through the afternoon and evening. I expect 70s for highs, less humid, comfortable, breezy, great conditions on Friday. Sunshine much of the day and highs expected to stay below average for mid-August. 84 the high on Saturday, sunshine, but look at the start to Saturday. 52 degrees first thing in the morning, back close to 90 as we get into Sunday. Low 90s continuing to Monday and Tuesday. I expect it will be partly to mostly sunny skies. No threat of any widespread rain out there. This weekend, it will be entirely dry. Dry weather most of next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and highs even out right around the mid-80s, which is fairly close to average for mid to late August as we go to the end of our 10-day forecast. Always be sure to check the latest on radar. You can do that on the free WTOL 11 weather app. And of course, live updates on WTOL 11. Make it a great day.